Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Um, in today's video, I'm going to show you some pictures and play some videos for you and stuff like that, okay? But first, I got to do that stupid little disclaimer that says I'm not doing any or talking about anything medical because I don't talk about anything medical on my channel. There it is. Second, the video that I did for yesterday, a lot of you, well, not a lot of you, I should say, maybe like 2 or 3 people had said that I shouldn't have laughed in the video. Um, when I was doing that video, and obviously you saw that I was visibly upset. Well, understand that I do have family in my home, okay, my husband, my kids, stuff like that. And when they saw that I was visibly upset, um, yeah, I was told a joke and I laughed. Okay, see, that's what happens within my family. When someone sees that you're visibly upset, they want to cheer you up. And that's exactly what happened. So please excuse me, okay, for having an awesome family that doesn't like to see me upset, and they made me laugh. I wasn't laughing at the man in the video, okay? I was laughing at my family members. Because you see, I happen to have one of the most amazing families, one of the most amazing husbands on the planet, and my children are awesome as well. And when they see me upset, they automatically want to cheer me up. Okay? So yes, I laughed. But it wasn't at the man in the video, so please calm down. Okay? So this first thing that I'm going to show you is a picture. And I'm going to read it to you because the writing is a little on the small side. And it says, it's a Facebook post, and it says, Jen Tura, Tuura, has asked that we share this in case anyone in the area needs water. They are focusing on being grateful, on service to others. It helps so much as they try to get past these days, one day at a time. Generator is running the well pump. Come fill it up. They need jugs. So they have water, they said, but they need jugs. And they actually post their you can see the picture. That's their address. So if you are in or around this area, if you have like empty milk jugs or empty juice jugs or anything of the sort, the people in this area need jugs for water for their well pump. Okay?
It has now been confirmed 25 plus times that people in Western Carolina, Western North Carolina, most white, most Republicans living in the mountains that have been completely displaced from this hurricane that was supposed to hit Florida and somehow switched directions and went straight to North Carolina to Spruce Pine, which is one of the only quartz mines in the world, and opened up one of the largest lithium battery deposits on the planet. FEMA has no money to give these people. They gave them $750, just like Maui. We gave Israel $8 billion 2 weeks ago. FEMA dropped $1 billion bringing illegal immigrants here. We gave Ukraine $9 billion 2 weeks ago. We're giving other countries money to help them start wars, to protect their borders, to give BlackRock more land to buy. But we can't afford to help our own citizens, our tax-paying citizens with families, with farms, with businesses, with lives, when they're in disaster zones, that is the definition of treason. That is where we are. We're not under legitimate leadership. We are under an occupied leadership. Alejandro Mayorkas, the guy that runs FEMA, the guy that runs the Secret Service, was directly involved in both the assassination attempts on Donald Trump. The guy that works with NGOs like the Hebrew Immigration Administration Association, Immigration Assistance Association, to bring migrants here via that CBP1 app that J.D. Vance mentioned during the debate 2 nights ago, and they were so freaked out that they had to stop him from talking about it. Alejandro Mayorkas is one of the most subversive members of any administration in American history. He is one of the most damaging, dangerous, disruptive members that's ever served on a cabinet. It's to the point now where FEMA is taking donations that people are giving these victims. People are being found in trees. They're hanging from trees. There's children dying all over the place. You know what's going to happen? You know why they're not helping? You know why they're stopping drones from flying over the wreckage, from seeing what's going on? Because something is being hidden behind the scenes, something huge. Here's the way they look at it. When I say they, I mean BlackRock. That's right, BlackRock. That is the deep state. They all have something in common. It's very consistent with not just the leadership in Biden's cabinet, not just the leadership in the media, not just the leadership in entertainment, not just in America, internationally. BlackRock's going to benefit from this. You know who owns 60% of Ukraine's landmass now? BlackRock. What they're going to do is they're going to wipe out the entire western North Carolina rural area. It's going to be probably 50,000 white people dead. At least 250K won't be able to vote in Georgia, in Tennessee, and North Carolina. That's going to affect the election in a negative way. BlackRock's going to come through. They're going to leverage eminent domain. They're going to take over all that land, just like they've done in Ukraine. They're going to mine all that lithium in that deposit. They're going to use that to fuel AI like the one OpenAI is building right now, that is going to enslave the entire population. Bill Gates has been buying farmland for the last 4 or 5 years by the millions of acres. You think Bill Gates owns his own money? Absolutely not. That's not Bill Gates that's buying those things. And he's doing that for a reason. 2 days ago, he said in an interview that he wants AI to have safeguards that prevent someone from spreading misinformation about something like getting a second vaccine shot. He wants AI to actually stop people from spreading information, what he calls misinformation that doesn't follow the narrative. BlackRock is going to use that lithium to power AI that will be used to enslave literally humanity. And all I have to ask anyone now, are you coming to the tree?
Guys, I am not a big fan of videos, and this is completely unscripted, but this is something very important for all of St. Pete, all Pinellas County, probably all of Florida, because there are other areas that were impacted by the storm. This is seriously something I need you guys to watch and definitely share. I don't know if you can share a Facebook Live thing, but this is important information about what's going on from the storm and how FEMA's gotten involved. So, as you know, I own a fleet of dump trailers, and I rent them out to people, Well, they've been insanely busy, and the line at the landfill has been 2 to 3 hours long. Well, yesterday we were informed that the landfill was no longer going to be accepting storm debris. We all said, what the hell? What kind of sense does that make? So they said that FEMA was going to be setting up free dump zones, and that we'd go and empty our loads there. So I said, okay, that's great. You know, we won't have to charge the client a dump fee. We can hopefully have a higher turnover rate and help more people. All is good. They said that information was supposed to be released last night on some of the city's websites. Well, I went to St. Pete's website. I went to Pinellas County website. I went to the dumps website. Nothing was there. I went to FEMA's website. Nothing was there. And this morning, I said, okay, well, maybe they didn't get it set up in time, and we need to still go to the landfill. So 4:30, got up, hooked up some trailers, headed to the landfill. They had a sheriff there turning people away and saying, you cannot dump here. And I said, well, where am I supposed to go? And he said, you know, there's no information online. I said, go online, find the FEMA website. I said, you pull out your phone, you show me where it is. And they started going through it, and then they said, you got to get out of here. You're obstructing traffic, and you can either leave right now or you can leave in the back of the sheriff car. So I pulled away. I went to what's called a transfer station. It's much more expensive. It's a fee that has to be passed on to the client. Otherwise, I would literally be operating at a loss. And they said that FEMA has come in and shut down the landfill, shut down the Waste Management's transfer station, and that we were not allowed to dump there, and we had to go to these FEMA sites. I said, well, where are these FEMA sites? No one can tell us. And they still didn't have the information. So I decided to call one of the biggest companies in the area, definitely a competitor, and I said, look, I'm a smaller business, and I'm curious, do you guys know where we're supposed to empty the storm debris? And I apparently got on the phone with someone pretty high up in the company. I don't know if it was the owner or the owner's son, but he was really well informed, pretty pissed off about the situation. He started to laugh and said, yeah, there's 3 dump sites set up by FEMA, and they're for resident use only. You cannot go in there with a commercial grade truck. You cannot go in there with a commercial grade trailer. You can't go in there with anything with any lettering on it. And they had asked them, well, what do you suggest that we do with the thousands of bins that we have rented out, full of trash, ready to go to the landfill right now? And they said, dump it back in the people's driveways. FEMA will get around to cleaning up on our own. So he said, what do you mean FEMA's going to clean up? They said, over the course of the next year, FEMA will be picking up all the trash. So in the meantime, over the course of the next year, and this is from personal eyewitness thing, as I was dropping off dump trailers, within 2 days, there's mold inside people's homes. That mold doesn't stop growing just because you take the trash out and you put it at the road. It's going to be growing at the road. Today, when I was driving through Shore Acres down Overlook Drive and Shore Acres Boulevard, there are dozens of rats hopping from pile to pile. It is an absolute breeding ground. And they want all that stuff to sit there for a year while they clean up. We got all the stuff picked up. It's in bins. We're ready to go to the landfill, and they're refusing us at the landfill, and they're suggesting that we take this stuff back and dump it in your yards. We need you to call the city, call the mayor, call FEMA, call the Pinellas County landfill, call Governor Ron DeSantis. Speak up. Otherwise, we're going to be staring at this trash for over a year. That's insane. This isn't about making money. I dropped my prices to help people out. I just want to get St. Pete cleaned back up, and they want it to stay a shit show. I mean, I really hate to come on here and be acting like conspiracy theorists, but I remember when Katrina happened and people were talking about concentration camps being set up in New Orleans by FEMA. I thought that was crazy. Then we heard about Hawaii getting burned, and because of X and social media, people were actually able to hop on and show what was going on. We saw FEMA step in and do jack crap. I don't know, but we all need to stand up and voice ourselves to get St. Pete cleaned up. Otherwise, we're going to be dealing with a mess for a really long time. So share this video, share the knowledge, call your local officials, call the governor. Pinellas County is a shit show. We need to get it cleaned up. I don't know how to end this thing now, so it might take me a minute, but that's all I got to say.
The people in North Carolina, you deserve to hear this. I'm a truck driver, all right? I have a 53-foot step deck. I've been trucking for about 2.5 years. I have a YouTube channel. You can verify that on Babyline Hotshot. Usually in a disaster situation, it is payday for truckers. We look for that hurricane. We look for that ice storm. There's generators coming to you. There's stuff coming out of military bases. There is excavators, skid steers, bulldozers, tree trimming equipment, pumps, like water pumps to pump water out of places that have been flooded. There's no loads on the load board coming to you within 125 miles of Asheville. It's called Truck Stop. This is where I find all my loads. Chicago, Illinois, up at the top. Within 250 miles of Chicago is where I'm going to pick up. The second is the destination. So it goes origin, destination. Watch. See? Drop-off location. Let's do city. North Carolina. Click it. Boom. All right. These are all $1.40 a mile loads, $1.39. That was posted yesterday. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing. These are loads that you wouldn't even, nobody's taking them. They're just on the load board. They've been on there since yesterday. You can see, right? Let's type in a different city. That's from Chicago. Maybe Tennessee, maybe Nashville is closer, and they'd send resources from Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee, within 250 miles of Nashville, to Asheville, North Carolina, within 125 miles. Let's see, that's it. That's all the loads. That's all the loads that are 28,000 pounds and less. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I mean, what the hell's going on here? I had brokers call me and tell me, Stu, have you seen any loads going to Asheville or like anywhere around the Carolinas, South Carolina, Georgia? Is there any like FEMA loads? There's none. Zero. He's been a broker for 6 years. And he's talking to other brokers. They're saying the same thing. What's going on, guys?
Bullshit. Well, Americans are dead. We're in the same goddamn state. The National Guard wasn't even activated till Sunday. Our state fucking government and our federal fucking government are nowhere to be found for Scots-Irish, Anglo-Americans on the fucking mountains, okay? Our fucking military is too goddamn busy being deployed to a fucking war zone that isn't between us. That has nothing to fucking do with us. The Tennessee State Guard was deployed 2 days before the hurricane hit. Our entire fucking military, they're not allowing anyone out on leave. No one can take leave to go find their dead kids. But they're being stood up to go to goddamn Israel. So if you guys don't make something out of this goddamn movement right now on the backs of our fucking dead kids in the mountains, I don't know where the fuck we are.
Please don't scroll, because you will see about 6 or 7 or 8 pictures at the end of it showing you proof of everything that I'm about to say. Between Kings Mountain and Chimney Rock, North Carolina is the largest lithium deposit in the world, and the rights are owned by Albemarle Global. And on September the 24th, they actually applied for federal and state permits to redirect and reconstruct their mining operation between Kings Mountain and Chimney Rock. Albemarle is owned mostly by stockholders, Vanguard and BlackRock Group. Well, guess who the biggest investor in BlackRock and Vanguard is? Douglas Emhoff, Kamala Harris's husband. And when these permits get approved, they're proposing $250 billion yearly in mining. Douglas Emhoff's stock holdings just went up substantially. And guess who is the final approval for the permits? That would be our lovely VP. I'm going to post about 6 or 7, maybe 8 pictures at the end of this video, and you can see for yourself the loss of life for money. I beg you, if you have any heart, please like, comment, and repost this to everybody.
please do not give any supplies to FEMA. If you want to donate supplies to the hurricane survivors from Hurricane Helene, do not give the supplies to FEMA. Give them to a church, give them to a nonprofit. FEMA is not doing what they are supposed to be doing, okay? They don't care about people. They are not here to help people at all. They're not helping people. They are taking supplies and giving them to people who don't even need them. They are taking supplies and running off with them. Do not give any supplies to FEMA at all. If you want to donate supplies, donate them to a nonprofit or to a church. Do not give them to FEMA, okay? And people, let me tell you something, okay? I've been hearing so many stories. FEMA has been knocking on doors, not offering help, just there to ask, hey, what's going on? That's it. Not offering help or anything.
Former President Trump is accusing the Biden administration of using FEMA funding to support undocumented migrants. How is the White House responding to that?
I mean, it's just categorically false. It is not true. It is a false statement. And look, the fact of the matter is, I think Washington Post fact checker did a piece, and the headline recently, just moments ago, not too long ago, and the headline was, no, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants, but Trump did.
Sean, this is the gravest betrayal of American citizens this country has ever seen. The reason why those Americans in North Carolina, those mothers, those fathers, those precious little children were left to die, were left on rooftops begging their government for help that never came, is because Kamala Harris turned FEMA into an illegal alien resettlement agency. Its manpower, its dollars, its resources, its mental energy was spent over the last 4 years learning how to do one thing, how to get illegal aliens from outside the country into your town. And so when disaster struck, they were not ready, they were not prepared, they were not capable, and they did not care. And our fellow citizens, including babies, children, young kids, were left to suffer and drown. They did not scramble the helicopters. They did not scramble the military. They did not send needed assistance. But if those children had been living in a foreign country, they've been living in Haiti, or they've been living in Venezuela, why then Kamala Harris would have sent in help immediately. A betrayal like we've never seen before, Sean. This is infuriating.
Oh, Sam's Club. Sam's Club. Really? This is what we're doing now? This is how your managers treat their customers now? Alrighty then. Y'all, let me explain to you what is going on here. So there was a woman that decided to go to the Sam's Club in Canopolis to get some water and supplies for the Hurricane Helene victims. So the woman decided to post the full story. I'll move out of the way so y'all can take a screenshot and read everything if you want to. But basically, long story short is that the woman tried to buy water and the manager of the store would not allow her to do so. The manager told her that she would basically have to return the water. I'm just going to point out this paragraph right here. Y'all could read it yourself. So Sam's Club, I think you have a little bit of explaining to do regarding your manager. And honestly, y'all, could you please help me blow this up so that manager could be dealt with accordingly? And I hope that she also has the life she clearly deserves.
It's going to be a very bad storm. It's already projected as a Category 3 on landfall according to the Euro models. The bottom right quadrant here, where it's coming into the Charlotte Bay, we'll see severe storm surges. Euro models are already showing a Category 3 as of Wednesday, 1 p.m. You're going to start feeling the effects of Milton at essentially Tuesday night, maybe even a little bit earlier. It is very important if you live in the Tampa Bay area or Tampa, Sarasota, those areas, even up to Cedar Key. Pay attention to the evacuation zones. If you are in these evacuation zones, I highly recommend evacuating. Do not get knocked out by a couch. I have said this before, but Hurricane Milton will be throwing a lot of debris because if you think about everyone that's in this Clearwater area, Tampa, even all the way down to Punta Gorda, there's going to be extreme winds coming through. But paired up with the fact people in the middle of essentially taking all their belongings out of their flooded house, putting it on the side of the road, These things won't be cleaned up by Tuesday, which means you're going to end up seeing flying debris, wind-blown projectiles from a storm like this. If you're still bordering on evacuating or not, I would think about it like this. Do you really want to be knocked out by some dude named Milton? Would you want to be knocked in the head by a couch from Milton? No. Don't be that guy. I mean, these models are changing nonstop, guys, and they're showing massive increases. I mean, the day before this, when it was in the Pacific and it hasn't crossed over into the Gulf here yet, it was projected maybe a tropical storm. And now we're already seeing a Category 3 coming out of NOAA, the Euro models. This is, if you live in this cone of uncertainty, which is essentially just Florida at this point, stay focused on this storm. It will be a bad one.